Well, hello again. It is time for an episode of Hot Takes with Kari and Keelan. This is episode number 7. I am Kari Rae Davis with Kari Sells the City and Keller Williams.
And I'm Keelan Harvey with the Harvey Home Team in Highlands Residential.
So, Keelan, I am excited to speak with you today because I know that rates came down a little bit this week. We saw some improvements, and I would love for you to share with us what that looks like.
Yes, oh my gosh, it's a sight to behold. And when I look at this chart that we have of the mortgage-backed security, there's either red candles, we call them, or green candles. And we got a huge green candle yesterday, which is so exciting for me, for everybody, for the whole industry. It's like we've been waiting forever for some turn, some good news, because it's been doom and gloom for a while, right? Yeah, up 78 basis points yesterday. That's a huge day. And then we're up another 30 basis points today. So we've really made a nice rebound.
Okay, and can you explain to us a little bit what a basis point is? I know you and I talk about this between us, but I want to make sure that people understand what that means.
Yeah, in layman's terms, think measurement to rate. So a basis point is 1/100th of a percent. So that's
Okay.
how minuscule we measure these rates and movements in the market. So yeah, just think of them like units of measurement. So if we had 78 yesterday and 30 today, that's 108 basis points or a little over 1%. But to clarify, that doesn't mean a whole 1% better in rate. You know, there's a lot of factors that go into that.
Okay.
But what that does mean is where rates, surely we're at an 8% for last couple of weeks now. Should, depending on the company you use, we have amazing rates, by the way. Should have a 7 in front of it, which is huge. I mean, we all saw 8s and we were like, oh my god,
Right.
yeah,
Yes.
not
Yeah.
fun.
Well, and we're working with some buyers right now too, so it's always exciting to be able, when we're talking about writing an offer and negotiating that, rates have improved. So hopefully we're going to keep having that consistent rates of improved conversation over the next, several months, hopefully.
Yeah, I love having a conversation with a buyer and then rates get better and I'm like, yes, because it's like I love
Yes.
to love to
Things look
having
better.
yeah, I'm rooting for all of our customers to get the best rate possible. So when that happens, I'm just happy in general.
Right. Me too. Me too.
So rates, why they got better. Do you want to go into that?
Yeah, I do. I want you to
Oh,
understand. Yeah, explain to us kind of what that looks like and what maybe was the precipice for that changing. I know that the Feds met this week. I know everybody's been kind of listening. So
yeah, there's a lot of data this week, economic data, which is really important because it all affects rates. It's based on the economy doing better or doing worse. I can nerd out on a lot of specific details, but I just want to kind of glaze over the biggest ones that really affected rates. The first one was the ISM Manufacturing Index, which it's like, what the heck is that, Keelan? It's just think about it like this: it's just a survey of supply executives, so the people that are responsible for buying goods and supplies for manufacturing companies. Goods meaning the things coming in and out of the country,
right,
right? And in layman's
manufacturing.
terms,
Yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah,
What was that? Sorry.
manufacturing, like manufacturing stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. So in layman's terms, it's basically just it's a way for us to look at, is the economy expanding or contracting? And it came back and it didn't come back well, which is good, which means contraction for the economy. And that's kind of what we're looking at. The Fed increasing the Fed's fund rate and being so aggressive on the economy is them trying to slow down money. And so when we're seeing contraction, slowing down money, that means that they have to be less hardcore with
Mm-hmm.
how aggressively they've been raising rates. They're trying to shrink down the economy, quit money, the movement of money and spending and that type of thing. So this is a good indicator for us as far as mortgage rates, like the economy is not as strong as they would think, right?
Right. It's been slowing down. I mean, I've noticed it. I mean, I'm sure you probably have too, but just, in my life and in my, coworkers and colleagues' lives and everybody talking about what's happening with their business, I feel like it's definitely, the brakes have definitely been hit.
Yeah, and I mean, we all have this feeling like the Fed is kind of scratching the surface, and there's been some weird things with what the Fed is looking at. I think the economy is way weaker than it's made to be on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
We had a jobs report that came out this week, and it's kind of suspect, and almost every job reports we've had has been suspect because it's like hospitality, leisure, all these jobs. And like what was it, ZipRecruiter came on and said, yeah, they can change the code, have the same job in different states, all kinds of stuff. So there's like double counting going on with
Sure.
this stuff. And I mean, you scratch the surface, savings down, credit card debts through the roof. Like, people, I feel like, are struggling. The economy really isn't that strong. Hence why we're all very nervous on where we're going to land with
Right.
the Fed being so aggressive.
Right. Well, I was super happy to hear they didn't raise rates this week. I know that they still could, but just knowing that they're giving us all a little bit of breathing room,
Yeah.
which is great. So yeah,
Yeah,
continue.
and I mean that's really the second big piece of news was they paused raising for the second time in a row, which is huge.
Right.
And I mean, it's interesting. The Fed, everybody hangs on every word. Like when Powell goes out and speaks, even his words can affect the economy, and he knows that. So he'll use verbiage that, like, kind of scare people, sound very aggressive, and then the economy will react accordingly. Like, oh, they're going to still be aggressive and raise rates a bunch more times. And even his words affect the economy. So, his verbiage actually changed in this meeting too, which really affected the market, or lack thereof. He's like changing things from like really strong, words to kind of like, meh, which is also the reason why I think the market's kind of seeing through this, and it responded very well this week. Let's hope we have a jobs report on Friday,
Okay.
another one. So let's pray and hope that that doesn't screw it up and rain
Okay.
on our parade.
Right.
Because I'd love to see this momentum go. And are we finally turning the corner to lower rates?
I
You
mean,
know?
hopefully. I mean, I have seen as I was looking on the MLS, I mean, we always have more listings come up towards the end of the week. And it
Hmm.
was nice to see that there, I've got some buyers I've been sending homes to that there seems to be inventory coming up, homes that look good, that are desirable. And so, I'm hoping that, with a little bit more inventory that we'll be able to get some of these people that we're working with into homes, things that they're excited about. Because I mean, even if you're looking for a house and you can't find something that makes you move and makes you excited, you're not going to purchase. So I feel like lately there just hasn't been very good options. Not totally, but it's just everything's kind of hit the brakes a little bit. So and I know I do have
Absolutely.
some people that say that they want to wait to the beginning of the year, but I really encourage, if you're out looking for a house right now is such a good time to be looking, because there is an opportunity to be able to negotiate again. And it's not as busy of a time with buyers. A lot of people are getting caught up with the holidays, or they're going to be traveling. And a lot of the people can be asleep at the wheel. So I really encourage, like, this fall season is a great time to be active. So,
I love that. I think it's genius. I mean, at this point, that's where you're going to get your deals. And you know
right.
what? I don't have a lot of expectations for the end of this year. We'll see a little improvement. Hopefully, see a huge one. But like, I was really thinking Q1 of next year is where we're going to start turning. But when that happens, it's going to happen a lot faster than people think. And
Mhm.
when these opportunities come, they go. So, I mean, you'll pay more. I can assure you, you will pay more for a home by waiting. Just facts. You will
Right.
pay more if you
Well,
don't jump on it.
especially if more people come out of the woodwork and they come off the fence and everybody's competing for the same house, we're going to run into the same problem, and we're still probably going to have a higher interest rate. So you will still risk spending more if you don't make a move on something that you really do like.
Absolutely. There's a lot of demand, and as you know, very little inventory. So, when this gets freed up a little bit, sounds like a little bit of inventory freed up soon. I mean, even the slightest movement, I'm not surprised if we'll see a pickup in activity just on these last 2 days. It seems like the activity is going very hand in hand with movement of interest rates
Right.
because of so much demand. So I think it's the best possible advice, Carrie, that you could provide people right now.
Yeah, like I say keep looking. Even if you want to kind of slow down a little bit, maybe slow down a little, but make sure that you've got your eye and your finger on the pulse to make sure that you're not missing out on something. So,
Yeah, absolutely. You got to find the right one, and we know that.
yeah.
And that might take some time, but get in the market though, because you'll pay less certainly, and you can always refinance. The purchase price is permanent. You can't do
Right.
anything about that, but you will refinance. So yeah, by all means, I just bought a home, as you know. I've
Yay.
probably said that about every episode, but I'm trying to
I mean,
reiterate
it's a
that
big deal.
because
It's so huge, you know?
practicing what we preach. Like
Right,
I bought right now. That's how much I believe in this market. So,
right,
if you're sitting on the fence, I'm telling you, you're gonna regret it.
right. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to share with us about the rate staying the same? Any other reports that we wanted to talk about, or do you think that's good?
I think it's good.
Okay.
Like I said, BLS jobs reports tomorrow might affect rates a little bit, but it's just another day. I'm not even worried about it. No sweat anymore. Like, listen, we're on the path. Rates are going to come down. Just stay the course. We'll see what happens. But for now, I think, we got the big market movers. So
Good. Well, and it'll be interesting when we convene again next week for this
yeah,
conversation. We can talk about like how it looks compared to now. So
absolutely.
awesome. Well, Keelan, thank you. And anybody out there, if they've got questions about buying a home or selling a home, call me 206-330-6985. And if you need to call Keelan,
You can get me at 206-321-4941.
awesome. Okay, Keelan. Well, I hope to have good news again next week.
Me too.
Okay. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.